Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura and today we're going to do the June 2024 tarot and oracle reading. So what you're going to do is take a look at all three of these piles on screen, all three of the herbs on screen, and select whichever one you feel most drawn to after setting the intention to receive a beautiful reading for the month of June 2024. Okay, we have group number 1 with the dead nettle, group number 2 with the forget-me-nots, and group number 3 with the basil. Don't think too much about it. Just see wherever you're being pulled in towards, whichever one your eye keeps going back to. And this is definitely a reading where you can select more than one group. That's totally fine. And in fact, a lot of you probably will be drawn to all three groups because that's just kind of what happens during these monthly readings sometimes, okay? We're tuning into not only the collective energy, but your personal energy as well. So once you've selected your group, you can skip ahead to your reading using the timestamps, or you can watch through. Hello, group number 1. Welcome. You selected the dead nettle plant. Dead nettle symbolizes happiness and determination. It is a very joyous plant. The spirit of it just brings about so much warm feelings, warm energy, and it can grow pretty much anywhere. So it can represent the stamina to keep going towards your dreams, your goals, no matter what circumstances you are in. So if that resonates with you for this month, then we're off to a good start. We're going to get your oracle cards first and see what pops up. The overall spiritual theme and lesson for this month ahead is the Council. Beautiful card. The Council is a group of spirits that have been experienced in almost every culture, every continent throughout the world. You know, this is the group of luminous beings that sort of judge us or help us make decisions in our life, throughout our life. So that way, when we transition, we are at peace. We are more aligned with ourselves than ever, okay? So having them come out is pretty significant as a spiritual theme and lesson for you during this time. The number 11 may be important as well, so pay attention to what happens around the 11th of June. The Council are luminous beings who hold the collective wisdom of humanity. They're the ones before whom you will do your life review when you cross over into the spirit or into the world of spirit. A life review is when we place our good and our bad deeds on a divine scale and attempt to explain why we did not love or forgive or dare as greatly as we may have. I want to pause and say I have had near-death experiences before, and what I have found is that really you are faced with your own inner judgment, okay? When all of your belongings, your body, the physical things in life are stripped away, which you don't even realize how big of a deal that is, you know, those physical things. What is left in your heart? Is it loneliness? Is it regret? Is it shame? Is it guilt? Or is it love and fulfillment, peace, accepting and embracing the present moment? That's what's left, and that's where this council comes in. You know, it's hard when we're living in this physical experience to separate the physical experience from what's really going on in our spirits, separate from all of that. And this council helps you to make that separation happen. Know that their wisdom is available to you at all times when you live in a state of yes, in an unconditional relationship with life. They remind you of your place around a sacred fire, which has been reserved for you since the beginning of time. You will claim it when you own your inner wisdom. It's not that you will claim it when you die. It's not that you'll claim it, 10 lifetimes from now. You claim it the moment you say yes to life and your own internal wisdom. So that experience that some religions call heaven, for example, that is something that can be tapped into, tuned into at any moment in your journey. This is Luna. She has to be seen and loved. Everyone compliment Luna. She needs the attention. She feeds off of it. Anyways, just lost my train of thought there. You can tap into that holy you-ness at any moment, whether you are dead or alive, and why not tap into it right now? So the council has a message for you at this time going into the month of June. Listen with your inner senses. The handwriting is already on the wall, so look about you and you will discern its meaning. Do not wait for further signs. Embark on the journey to love deeply, forgive sincerely, and dare greatly. Take the leap without requiring life to assure you of success. So the month of June, you're being asked to live very boldly, make some pretty big choices and changes. The visions that come through as I read this, some of you guys, you're waiting until you have more money, more time, more fill in the blank to do something, and Spirit's saying, no, just do it now. I'm seeing a story here for a few of you where you feel like you don't have a lot in terms of monetary resources, and you may be holding off on doing certain things until you get that monetary resource. For example, I'm seeing a story here of someone trying to start a side business, side hustle, creating something, doing something, offering some sort of product or service to the world. And you're waiting until you have more resources in order to start that. And I just saw 444 on the camera timer. So facts, we're spitting facts out here. Okay. And Spirit is saying, no, what you don't realize is you need to start that now. And that will be what brings you more resources. That will be what brings you what you're looking for. The ideas, the insights into how you will manifest what you want to manifest in this lifetime already exist within your own mind. You already have the ideas. You already have the knowledge and the wisdom. It's just a matter of taking action on it, okay? So be bold. We have the bee and pomegranate productivity. Okay, whenever I think of bees, I think of work, work, work. Okay, I think of nonstop moving forward. And pomegranate is such a beautiful fruit, such a beautiful plant to connect with as well. Really magical, extremely divine plant, honestly. Like one of the greatest gifts that I give people, like if you come over my house or we go out on a picnic or something and I have prepared a pomegranate for you, I love you, okay? It takes so long to get pomegranate seeds out of a pomegranate, and it is just such a beautiful divine fruit that nourishes like every organ in your body. It's wonderful. And I'm seeing this nourishing energy within you this month. It feels like you need to stop, pause, and realize, because a lot of you, what I'm seeing here is that you are the healthiest you've ever been. You are the wealthiest you've ever been, the happiest you've ever been. Like I'm seeing you at your peak performance here. It's not where you want to be. You know, you're not where you want to get to quite yet. But you need to stop and realize like, oh my gosh, like what I'm doing is working. Okay, what I'm doing is working. And if I keep doing this, I will achieve what I've set out to do. And so I am seeing you doing that and really making leaps and bounds forward this month. We have yes, exactly, confirmation, the gibbous moon. You are very close to achieving your goal. Exactly. I'm seeing such ambition from group number 1. Okay, there are accomplishments that you are really setting out to do at this time. This feels very personal, like personal accomplishments that have to do with health and wealth mainly. Okay, so achieving some sort of health goal, fitness goal, or this could be in your career, your finances, trying to reach a certain lifestyle of yours, and you are very, very close. You're already on the path. You've been making leaps and bounds forward already. You may not have noticed it though. And that's the funny thing. I feel like in the past, you were sort of in this state of waiting for this prosperity, waiting for this abundance, and hoping and praying that some sort of overnight success would happen for you. And you stopped being in that mindset. You literally changed your energy and became one who makes their dreams a reality and works towards it every day. And you're no longer in the state of waiting. You're in the state of doing, the state of being. Another thing that I'm seeing here, and this is so unrelated to the cards that are physically on the table, I just got into my mind, like it popped into my mind, the Queen of Swords reverse turning into the Queen of Wands upright. Now, this really means like you may have been in a state of mind, group number 1, where you were constantly connecting with people who just put you in a really defensive spot because they were treating you incorrectly. You know, they were being very defensive, not giving you the bare minimum, totally putting you in this state of having to protect your heart and coming off as a cold-hearted B-word. Absolutely. And you know what? I feel like that era of you is over. And Spirit is saying, we want you to meditate on the energy of going from this Queen of Swords reverse person, you know, having to be on the defense, being very sort of like resentful and closing your heart off because you've just had so many bad experiences with people. You know, being let down by people you were trying to create beautiful friendships with, relationships with, and them completely letting you down. You having to put yourself on the offense, really uphold your boundaries strongly. It put you into this cold energy where you were giving up hope on love, friendship, humanity, all that stuff. Spirit is saying you've closed out some karmic contracts with some people, and you may have completely released them from your life. And now it is safe for you to release this old version of yourself that is the Queen of Swords reverse and step into this Queen of Wands energy, which is very warm, just like the dead Nettle that you selected. Very happy, warm, charismatic, open-hearted. The Queen of Wands is someone who, or this could also apply to the Kings, by the way. Didn't mean to assume your gender. The Queen of Wands just sets out on her goal. She says yes to life. She's like, all right, let's get started. Let's just follow this path and see where it leads. Let's just be creative. Let's be warm. Let's be open. So that's very beautiful. I'll put these cards back because we're going to use the tarot in a bit. All right. Energy Oracle is man holding a coin upright. This is money. Okay, this is money and a commitment. There could be a masculine energy person who is offering you some sort of commitment. But most importantly, what I'm seeing here is physical, financial wealth coming in for a lot of you. If you work a traditional job, this could be getting a raise or promotion. And I don't know why I'm seeing very strongly a lot of entrepreneurial energy here as well. So if you have your own business, whether it's a side business, whether your main business, like that's your main source of income, or even just you make investments, I am seeing getting really good deals there. Some of you guys may be finally in a place where you can purchase something really big that you've been wanting to purchase, like your dream car or your own condo, house, apartment, whatever it may be, or even just like replenishing your wardrobe, you know, buying the things that you want to buy. You're having enough money left over to not necessarily need, you're not living paycheck to paycheck anymore, is what I'm seeing. If any of you were living paycheck to paycheck, there's more left over for you to just do whatever you want with. And you're investing that into yourself, into your image, into your energy, because you know that when you invest into your own energy, your energy will attract even more abundance. And I feel like you guys are really, really, really getting the hang of being within the flow of abundance and in an abundant state of mind, where you are focusing on what you can do instead of what you don't have and what you can't do. Because you may have been stuck in that lack mindset for a very long time, focusing on the love that someone wasn't giving you, the money you didn't have that you wanted, and really just trying to manifest that, but you were in a state of waiting, a state of lack, and now you're in a state of doing, focusing on what you do. So I may not have that much money right now, but I have all these ideas to make money, so let's just get started on that. I may not have that much romance going on in my life, but I have all of these friends that want to go out, so let's go out with them. I may not have that many friends to go out with, but I have all these books to read, all of these movies to watch, all of these video games to play. Let me do that, you know, all of these hobbies to engage in. So that's the flow of abundance. That is the simple mindset shift that a lot of people are not quite good at. But it's really that simple. You can get into the flow of abundance even if you are in a very quote unquote poor place in your life, and you're mastering the art of staying in that abundant mindset, and it is just doubling and doubling and doubling because you're investing into your own energy, your own experiences, your own ideas. And then the more you invest into yourself, the more power you grow, the more abundance you have, etc. We have round and round. I don't know why. I had a really weird feeling that this card was going to come out for group number 1, and I don't even know what this card is all about. I kind of want to read it from the booklet for you. I feel like round and round talks about you repeating cycles in your life, but every time, you know, you repeat the same cycle, you could either be at the same vibration, a lower vibration, or a higher vibration. And I feel group number 1 that you are getting into similar energies that you've experienced in the past, but this time around it is much more healthy for you, much more prosperous for you. So I definitely want to read what this is all about. Also, the number 25, the 25th of this month may also be significant, and the 26th as well with this card here. So the 11th, 25th, and 26th may be important dates for you. The appearance of this card, though, the round and round card, is a reminder that although it may appear that you've gone backward, the truth is that you are standing at a higher level, looking down into your circumstances. You will learn something, do something better, and break a cycle set up in the past. You actually have a bird's eye view of your initial footprints and can access the wisdom and lessons learned. Yes. Now, there's multiple messages with this deck, and I just saw 1414 on the clock. There you go. And I don't know why I'm really feeling drawn into the prosperity message. Here's what it says. If you're in a scenario that appears to be an echo of something that's already happened in the past in your work life, it is because you're being invited to see what you couldn't see before. See, this is what I'm saying. That's what I was trying to articulate here. You're in a very similar predicament to something you've experienced in the past, but this time around, you're at a much higher vibration. And it may be a much more highly vibrating scenario here. So that's really interesting. This is a perfect time for you to look at the deeper motives you have and your attraction to the opportunities and people who have entered your life to be part of your journey and journey to prosperity. Who helps you navigate? Who sabotages you? Who supports you? What are the familiar signs and your responses to them when you find yourself in a repeat of a pattern of the past? I want to pause and say that was a very interesting phrase, your journey to prosperity. That is like exactly how I would describe your energy, your soul right now for the past couple of months and the next couple of months. You're on this journey to prosperity. You're going to achieve it. It's not like once you achieve prosperity, you're going to die. And this isn't going to be like a lifelong journey towards prosperity. No, it honestly isn't. Okay. You are going to achieve prosperity in several months, increasingly so. And, yeah, there will be other themes and lessons that you will experience in the future after you achieve this prosperity. And I feel like this prosperity that you're cultivating is going to be something that is very long-standing for you. It's not like, oh, you finally get the amount of money you want and then suddenly it all goes away. Or, oh, you finally get the love of your life and then it all goes away. No, there will be other lessons and challenges, circumstances for you to do in the future. A lot of which will be this round and round energy. For example, right now, this is just a random example. This isn't going to resonate for everyone, but like you may be a young adult and you're trying to cultivate like financial prosperity for yourself and relationship prosperity for yourself, like a good partnership, good money, whatever. And then after you achieve that, you may actually end up like having children. And that's like the cycle repeating. Now you're experiencing childhood again, but this time from a heightened perspective through the eyes of an adult and the one facilitating someone's childhood. So it's a really cool opportunity for you. But you know, what I'm saying is you seeking prosperity, although it may feel like it's been a lifelong journey for you, it's not a lifelong journey. You're going to achieve it and you're going to enjoy it for many decades to come. And there will be other lessons, other experiences for you, okay? Anyways, right now you're at the stage of your journey of prosperity where you're asking yourself, what are the deeper motives that you have? Who is helping you on your journey to prosperity? Who is sabotaging it, supporting you? What are the familiar signs and your responses to them when you find yourself in a repeat of a pattern of the past? It's a good time to get a coach or mentor who can help you see what you can't on your own. Repeat what works, not what doesn't. Then you will free yourself from the old cycles and cease going round and round. Another thing that I'm seeing here for you is this message of doing what works. For example, if you're somebody in business or in any job really, on social media, whatever, like there are so many different skills that you have, so many different facets to your personality and hobbies, passions, interests of yours. And I know it can be tempting to want to share all of them to the world. And I think for a lot of us, when we're in a soul-searching chapter of our life, we do put all of that out there to the world and see what sticks, okay? But it's important to see what is best received by people around you and what they most need. For example, let's just say you have multiple passions. You could be really good at, I don't know, let's just say plumbing. Really naturally talented at being a plumber. But you may also be a great guitarist. You might be a wonderful, you may be really into like philosophy and public speaking, you could be into lawn care and gardening, but you find time and time again that people keep calling you and asking you about your plumbing services, okay? While you may want to offer a business that is plumbing, musician, landscaping, blah, 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 all of your interests all at once, it's important for you to hone in and ask yourself, what is the most needed when it comes to the people around me, my audience, my community, my whatever it may be? What do they time and time again keep calling me back up for? And I'm seeing this message here of don't be afraid to get super niche with your talents. That may be your key to success and abundance, especially if you're somebody with your own business. Like, don't be afraid to get super niche, honing in on the one thing that everyone seems to want, the popular thing that everyone seems to want, even though you want to serve a broader audience, even though you want to express your more creative ideas, you still can, but your just wildest creative ideas, that should only be like a small portion of what you're offering. And the majority, the bulk of what you're offering to the world should be like the bread and butter. And I'm talking in a very business career sense here, by the way. Like, you can still enjoy your passions and stuff. Don't give up on your dreams, your passions, even though they may not be consumable or really useful by other people. Like, for example, I do art. I don't sell my art. Okay. It's just one of those things that I do for myself. It serves no purpose to anyone around me. And I still do it because I'm passionate about art and physically aesthetic things. So yeah, keep living your passions. But when it comes to your road to prosperity and manifesting more prosperity, really pay attention to what people are looking for, what they keep asking you for, what they keep encouraging you about, because that is what will work. Keep doing what works and reject what doesn't work. If you tried an idea that you really loved and it wasn't well received, all right, pivot. I heard once from Kris Jenner, of all people, she's a great businesswoman, that the ability to succeed in business and career really is dependent on how quickly you can pivot when an idea does not work. Okay, so you throw something out there to the world that you were really excited about, that you really wanted to do. It wasn't well received. It didn't work. Okay, you can either change that thing so that way it will get more success, or throw that idea out the window and do the thing that works, And if you're really, really passionate about something and it's challenging, it's difficult at first to get it successful, I'm not saying to give up. That's not the message at all. Keep pivoting within that niche until you find exactly what people are looking for in that niche, exactly how to offer your passion to the world in a way that is successful. All right. Beautiful messages there. Let's dive into the tarot now to see what is in store for you in June. This really feels like a financial career reading, because I feel like this month, man, it's going to be really powerful for you in those two areas of life: productivity, finances, career, and also health and well-being. So a lot of you, it's all about like working hard, working out, eating healthy, eating right. I'm seeing learning more about healthy living in general. I feel like a lot of us in the quote unquote West really is not properly educated about what is actually healthy and what is not. And you may be diving into that within yourself, but let's dive into your tarot. All right, we have the Six of Swords in reverse. See, this is you heading towards calmer waters, calmer shores. It feels to me like you've had a lot of chaos in your past, like these past several months. I'm especially seeing relationships or friendships that were very sort of toxic. You may have recently realized that they were toxic. You didn't want to see it before, but maybe you were wearing rose-colored glasses. You were in this cycle of being addicted to the high highs, the low lows. In a certain relationship, they're mistaking those high highs and low lows for passion, when in reality, passion can be healthy. It can be expressed in a healthy way. And this actually takes us back to career and business as well. Your passions can be expressed in a healthy way. Keep doing what works. You don't have to give up on what you're passionate about just because it's not working or it's not being well received, just keep pivoting until you find something or someone that works. So really fascinating energy there. We also have the Hierophant in reverse. Okay, a lot of group number 1 either are entrepreneurs or you are becoming an entrepreneur, like literally starting your own business, growing your own business. Doing something like that. The Hierophant in reverse is someone who is your own leader. Some of you may be consultants, freelancers, owning your own business, something like that, really going your own way. There's strong leadership here. And you definitely don't fit the mold of like the stereotypical like NPC, you know? Have you ever met someone and they just give off like wild NPC energy? For those who aren't familiar, in video games, there's these characters called NPCs, non-playable characters. And they're basically like the background characters in games that give us the quests or just random dialogues, but they're not you. They're not like important, you know? To the video game. And sometimes I meet people in real life and I'm like, you're literally, this is Luna again. this blackness that you see, that's just my cat. Sometimes I meet people in real life and they give off that NPC energy where they're just following along with the matrix, you know, doing exactly what society taught them to do, not thinking for themselves, not questioning their reality. And I feel like you're sort of letting go of anyone like that. Some of y'all may have fell in love with some of those NPCs, okay, but they offered you high highs, low lows. They were not, they did not do the same amount of self-work that you may have done, self-love that you may have done. And that's another thing that you may be dealing with right now as well. There may be people who, or how do I put this? You may have done a lot of healing on yourself, a lot of growing, evolving, and you may be finding that it's more and more rare for you to connect with someone who you really resonate with because of that, you know? Not that doing self-work and healing is a bad thing, but it's like more and more people are not like at the same level as you. That doesn't mean that you're going to be alone forever. I do want to say that if any of you are single and you're not wanting to be single, the right people will come. It's just going to become rarer and rarer, which means you need to shine brighter and brighter, you know, put yourself out there. I don't know why I'm seeing like posting more of yourself on social media. And it's such a weird message to deliver because I feel like the big thing that you would expect Spirit to say is like, oh, social media is this evil thing, like you shouldn't do it, blah, 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 blah. The fact of the matter is, a lot of how society connects with each other now is via social media. Like how back in the day, we had newspapers, we had, you know, in-person get-togethers, phone books, things like that. And the times are changing. And if you want to really attract the right people into your life, I don't know why I'm seeing like post more authentically on social media or just post more on social media. This message can also 100% resonate if any of you do have your own freelancing or business here. There's this message of post more on social media, like your authentic self, your experience, short form content posts. I'm seeing things like Instagram. I'm seeing things like whatever your preferred method is. But even if you're not in business, like if you're looking to connect with people more, you're going to have to make more space for yourself. Even if not on the online communities, at in-person communities, okay? Pick your poison, okay? Pick your poison here. Because if you're somebody like me who works from home and isn't the type of person to like sign up for classes or and a lot of your hobbies are like solo hobbies, yeah, you can't sit here and hate social media and the internet as well and then be like, why am I lonely? You need to put yourself out there somewhere, okay? Whether online, in person, it doesn't matter. Connect with people, you know, connect with people. Make space for yourself. Some of you may be overcoming social anxieties this month, on a lifelong journey of overcoming that, getting better at it. We have the High Priestess coming out in reverse, okay? This speaks of not listening to your intuition, having certain information hidden. I want to get a clarifier on that, but let's see what's coming out next to it. 3 of Wands. All right. A lot of you are traveling this month or planning future trips, probably both, honestly. I'm seeing like weekend trips, day trips, as well as like longer trips. So trips in general, I'm seeing you seeing the world. And it's really special. Some of you may have procrastinated really planning this trip out. It's another thing that I'm seeing. Let's see what else wants to come through. All right. Queen of Swords in reverse. Remember in the beginning of the reading, I pulled this out and I'm like, this is the old you that you're shedding. And now it's coming through in your reading. Exactly. Exactly. Wow. Okay. What else wants to come through? What else wants to come through? All right. Let's see. Page of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, these are the old stories, the old versions of you that you're releasing. You know, this Queen of Swords, very defensive energy, feeling like you have to defend yourself because you're surrounded by douchebags. And then the Page of Pentacles in reverse, which is very much like in that lack mentality, that lack mindset. This month is all about fully peeling away those versions of yourself and stepping more and more into that Queen of Wands energy we were talking about. We have the Fool, a brand new journey taking place for you. Again, travel, I'm seeing more of the world. Oh, wow, we have the Ace of Pentacles as well. Wow. Yes, trying new things out. When it comes to business, I'm seeing a lot of you are trying new things out in general, new experiences, new people, and making investments here. You don't know where this is going to lead, but you're just getting started. So many of you are starting new businesses or expanding your business in some way, doing something new when it comes to money, business, purchases, etc. Some of you may even be moving, is what I'm seeing, okay? Or planning a really big move, planning a big purchase. You have no idea where it's going to lead, but it feels really exciting. Ace of Pentacles to me is like a new thing that you're going to be committed to. Okay. So for example, if you create a new business, you're committed to that business. If you get into a new relationship that's committed, you're committed to that relationship. I'm seeing here the desire to really be in a committed relationship. I don't know why. A lot of you may be single, really, really craving just the energy of a healthy, good, new relationship nowadays. You may have taken some time to be celibate or to heal because, like we said, that Queen of Swords energy, a lot of you were genuinely resentful towards men, women, whoever it is that you're attracted to, people, because of the things that you've experienced, you know? And you took the time out to just be by yourself. And that was like the best thing that you could do because you were able to heal from that resentment. Because what happens, and I've been here myself, so I know exactly how this feels. When you have these traumatic experiences in relationships and friendships, and then you have this resentment of like, man, like there's just no good men or women or friends out there anymore. And you keep searching anyways while in that mindset, you're going to keep attracting people who really reaffirm that belief. So the best thing you can do is just take time to yourself. For example, like if you got screwed over by friends and you're like, I just don't want friends at all. Like I'm not even going to search for friends anymore. Honestly, stay in that energy. Stay in that energy for as long as you need to because time will heal that wound. And eventually you'll be like, you know what? I really miss that feeling of just having a good friendship. And it's not attached to, but you know, friends suck and blah, blah, blah. Like that eventually will go away. The more you just spend time with yourself and allow that energy to dissipate. So for a lot of you, if you spent time single to heal or away from friends to heal or whatever it may have been that you were suffering from, like I think you're ready to get back in there. And for a lot of you, there is a really good commitment coming in for you in June. So this could be a new best friend. This could be someone you meet who you get into a committed relationship with. The sun coming out, yes. Oh my gosh. Some of you may even be, I don't know, like, it just feels like a big commitment. Like purchasing a home too, purchasing a car, that's a commitment. Starting your own business. It feels so lovely though. So lovely. The energies are really, really shifting for you heavily at this time. Like I said, you're going from that resentment. You're Luna. Okay. You know, out of all the places you could lay, that's the one place. All right. I mean, Luna does represent the Queen of Wands energy, because if you ever seen the Queen of Wands card, there's a black cat there. So, but yeah, actually, no, Luna is a divination tool right now, because she's affirming what we're saying. You're making this big transition, going from that Queen of Swords reverse, sort of like bitter, resentful, always on the defense energy, to, and wow, you didn't see it, it was off camera, but the magician just flipped over, to one who's warm and beautiful and accomplishing. You know, we have the Queen of Pentacles coming out for you as well. Look at that. Look at all that yellow. This is the transition you're making. Look, you have literally so many good cards. Queen of Pentacles, or Ace of Pentacles, the Sun, the Magician, Queen of Pentacles. This is money. This is achieving your dreams and goals, because your whole vibration is changing. You've created space for you to heal and grow and ascend. And wow, prosperity is really coming through strongly. Yeah. All right. Yep, Luna. We have 2 more cards. I'm just going to let her ruin all the cards, because we only have 2 more left to do. Guys, Luna likes connecting with people who need snuggles. So y'all must be cat people. And if you aren't, get off my channel. No offense. We don't trust not cat people in this house. All right. 9 of Swords is coming through. It's been a long time coming. You know, I think a lot of you are genuinely beginning to miss that feeling of commitment in some area of your life. And that's what's changing. That's what's coming through. We have yeah, exactly, 8 of Wands coming out right next to that. That's extremely positive, because it shows you moving out of this 9 of Swords, resentful, sad, missing on something, lack energy in your Queen of Swords reverse energy, and you're headed towards popularity, success, prosperity. Like I said, the overall vibe here is you being on the road to prosperity and really making leaps and bounds forward. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Like this video, comment how it resonated down below, and subscribe if you have not already. If you would like to leave a donation to the channel, all donations go back into the channel in the form of new decks, editing software, equipment, etc. The link to that is always in the description box. What is also in the description box is the link to my website, and on my website, it's called spiritpsychic.org. You can get a personal reading with me. You can get spiritual life coaching sessions with me, shamanic life tongue twister, life coaching sessions with me, which are basically like hour-long video readings each week with daily email correspondence. Basically, I try to make it like therapy, but with spirit. I'm not a therapist. And I also have an apothecary there. Currently, I have 3 intention oils, and there's a lot more to come there in the upcoming weeks, so stay tuned. All right, thank you guys. Bye-bye. Hello, group number 2, and welcome. You guys selected the Forget-Me-Nots to represent June 2024, and Forget-Me-Nots are very spiritually powerful flowers that remind us of eternal love and lasting bonds with our soulmates, our people, our soul tribe, and it can heavily resemble and bring in this theme of being connected with people who may have passed away, but also with people who we just may not be talking to anymore, we may be in separation with, that we still feel the love that's there, and all of the nasty or negative memories or moments are dissipating and have dissipated. And you're able to share in a spiritual connection, even though you may not have a material or physical connection at the moment. So for some reason, that may be significant for some of you as we head into the month of June, but let's see what the cards have to say. Your overall spiritual theme and message of this month ahead is the Blade with the number 6. So the 6th of June may be a significant date for some reason. Blades are seen all throughout the world in different cultures, all throughout time. The blade represents sharpness of the mind, body, and spirit. Pointing upwards, it summons the powers of heaven. When aimed to the ground, it anchors the power of the heavens on earth. The blade can be a healing tool or a weapon. Wield it wisely, and it will transmit power, bestow initiations, cut energetic cords from the past, or sever toxic relationships. Use it with anger, and it will slash, stab, and kill. So this came out upright for you, and this is an invitation from your spirit guides and the universe for the month of June. You are invited to draw your blade and use it. It is not auspicious to hesitate, to waste time in idle talk, or to hide from the inevitable. Heaven and earth are aligned to support you in claiming your power. So take decisive action. Overcome your fear of hurting others, unsheath the blade, and use it wisely. Wow. So what this is saying is be bold, be brave. I just saw 222 on the timer there, which is a great sign. I feel like there's a lot to do, and 222 adds up to 6, which is on the table. I'm just saying there's a lot going on. And oh my God, I looked over at the clock and it's 2:02 p.m. Wow, on the 22nd. So many twos. There is a lot of changes taking place in your interpersonal relationships this month. I'm seeing that for sure. There's a lot of remembrance going on when it comes to relationships and friendships, past, present, and future. And you're being asked to take bold, decisive actions in all things relationships, it seems. So let's get some more clarity and see what comes out. We have the rooster and sunflower communication. Holy moly. I just have this feeling within that there may be communication with someone from the past this month upcoming. Really interesting energies there. I am seeing, not in the month of June particularly, but in the months moving forward, some of you may reconnect with really old friends that may have had a falling out with years ago. Okay, there could be some mutual friend that's bringing you guys back together. Also, aside from that, I am seeing some reconciliation energy here. Upright, you are well suited to positions of authority. Remember that clear and open communication is key to successful leadership. So you guys really are great leaders if you select the group member 2. And with this whole rooster and sunflower, the blade coming out, I really strongly feel all them 2s we were seeing. I strongly feel like there's going to be a lot of communication, conversation, and events taking place in your social life this month. Let's see what else wants to come out. We have thinker with the number 44. So many repeating numbers here. Oh my gosh. Thinker. What are you thinking about? What's on your mind as I'm doing this reading? I'm feeling this energy of missing someone. And you may have had a falling out, but time has passed and healed some wounds, and you may be thinking about them. The ability to reason and strategize is the focus now. Take things at face value and follow the logical path. This is Luna. The calculations will prove to be correct, for in this moment there is no deeper meaning than what is obvious. Things are exactly as they seem. You have all the information you need. Keep it simple, and you will win the game of life you're playing at right now. Now, here's the prosperity message I feel guided to share with you. Calculated action is called for now. It's important to sit down and plan a strategy. Focus on the steps you're going to take to claim your prosperous life. Lists are your friends now, so get out that journal. Get out your journal. Oh my gosh, Luna, she did this in group number 1 too. She's going to stay. We love her. All right. I love how on camera she just is a void. She's a cute little black cat. So yeah, definitely make some lists of things you want to do, things you want to accomplish. Journal for sure. Write down what you're going to do today to signal to the universe that you're serious about attracting abundance. Your plans and strategies will yield wonderful results. Remember, your most effective strategic partner is spirit. You will win this game, and your triumph will be for the highest good of all. Now, I kind of actually want to read the relationship reading for you. I didn't read the relationship message for this card for group number 1, but I'm feeling guided to read it for you because for some reason I'm feeling like relationships and socialization is really big for you right now. Love is not logical, but when you choose a partner, it is good to have things in common other than desire. This is a time to weigh the pros and cons of your partnership. If there is enough common ground, go for it. If not, there are other fish in the sea. Don't force it to work. And should others tell you who they are, take them at their word. Exactly. Now is not the time to indulge in fantasy. No matter what, in this case, the facts are the facts. That is really, really good advice when it comes to friendships and relationships, because 9 times out of 10, people will tell you exactly who they are and what they can offer. I wasted like almost 3 years of my life having a relationship and then trying to have like a friendship, situationship with someone who from the very beginning, like week 2 of knowing them, told me, I am an emotional coward. They literally said that I am an emotional coward. I might have an avoidant attachment style, whatever. And I sat here and indulged in fantasy. Oh, well, the fact that you're admitting that just shows that you're emotionally intelligent, blah, blah, blah. No, to this day, they are still like they refuse to invite people out, and it's not just me, it's anyone in their life. They refuse to make plans, they refuse to like initiate. Like, you have to do all of the legwork because they really are a coward in that way. And they told me from day one, and I didn't listen to them. Okay, if someone's saying, oh, I have commitment issues, listen to them, because what people tell you exactly who they are. All right, your energy oracle. We have Healer of the Ages in reverse. And it's not even just bad things either, guys, by the way. Like, people can tell you good things about themselves, like, oh, I'm looking for something serious. Oh, I've never cheated, blah, blah, blah. Believe them. Believe them, because they will tell you exactly who they are. Lying is not natural, okay? And especially when you first meet people, they usually are pretty honest with you because they're looking for someone who's in alignment with who they naturally are. So, believe people when they tell you who they are and what they're willing to offer you, for sure. Absolutely. So you have Healer of the Ages coming out in reverse. And when it's in reverse, the Healer of the Ages indicates that you may have been feeling a little bit out of sorts recently, feeling upside down in your life. You could be in the midst of some physical problems or just feeling like energy's a little bit low at this time. Your mind is not as sharp and focused, and there are deeper levels of healing that need to be addressed that is playing into this lack of energy. Take some time to regroup and put your own healing first before overly focusing on other relationships. I feel like a lot of you have been doing that though. And whether you're facing mental, emotional, physical, or even addictive patterns, call upon the Healer of the Ages to bring his energy to the issues that you are working on. Quiet your mind and feel his vibration, bringing you warmth and healing light, clearing away any dark and hurting space. Repeat this meditation and be patient, yet also know that divine love can heal you in the blink of a belief. And then your Moonology card for this month is the new moon in Cancer, which is this happening this month? Cancer season is the end of June and the first 3 weeks of July. I don't know exactly when the new moon in Cancer will be hitting, but whether it's in June or July, this is going to be a really significant moon for you. So pay attention to whatever happens to you around that time. It says you and your loved ones are safe. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of energies coming up around relationships, emotions, and we need to dive deeper into that. I'm sorry, little potty, I gotta move you. Well, she does not want to be moved. She does not want to go. I am so sorry. It pains me. She's my baby. I let her do whatever she wants. Because who are we as humans to tell cats what to do? But sometimes I just need my space to do my readings. She's the type of cat where if I am giving one of the other cats attention, she will like meow and butt her head, and like she'll literally put herself between my hand and the cat that I'm petting. So she really needs attention, which is why she always is on camera, like every single video, because she knows you guys are watching and she wants your attention. Also, I am convinced that she's a human. We got her at a very young age, and when she was a kitten, she didn't know how to use the litter box, and so she saw us using the toilet, so she she would use our bathroom sink to use the bathroom for months. It was so annoying. Like, I would just wake up and yup, there's cat pee and poo in the sink, because she thought, oh, we're using this porcelain thing, she'll use this. She thought it was her personal Luna-sized princess potty. So crazy stuff. I love her to death. Yeah, she follows me everywhere I go. She literally sleeps on my pillow at night, and whenever I sit down at this desk every single day. I do my daily tarot readings. I do these readings. I, finish things up on the computer, and she will sit next to the computer and look out the window because my computer is right next to a window. So it's like she's working too. She's watching the birds, doing her job, and I am watching my computer, doing my job. So we're basically the same entity. We have the Two of Wands coming out in reverse for you guys. Really beautiful. I feel like there's a lot of questions here about like, where is my life headed? Where's my future going? I can't shake this feeling that's coming up from you. It's not even like heavily coming out in the cards, but it's just a feeling like missing someone from the past. And it's not, if you don't feel this and you have no idea who I'm talking about right now, then don't take this message. This only applies to those who are watching who have this deep feeling of missing someone. And it's not the obvious person either. Like, you may have recently gotten into a breakup or separation or friendship breakup with someone. I don't necessarily feel like it's them. It could be someone from even before then. And for some reason you keep thinking about them and wondering, like, will they come back? I'm seeing this sort of energy. It reminds me of like a widow looking out at sea, thinking about her past. I'm sorry, I started laughing. I keep getting these spam calls all the time. And it just started ringing. Not that that's funny. Anyways, what am I saying? Oh my God. I'm getting this sort of longing energy, but I'm wondering why it's coming up so heavily for you at this time. With the Thinker card, this is really saying like what exists on the surface is exactly what you need to be paying attention to. So if someone is not communicating with you or apologizing right here in the present moment, try to avoid getting lost in fantasy that they are going to come back. It's not saying that they won't, but try to stay present in the present moment. Don't get caught up in a fantasy of what you want to happen. Focus on what is happening right here in the present moment. Because the funny thing is, when you do that, when you focus on what you do have and try to avoid getting lost in this fantasy, this desire, that tends to attract the people you are wanting anyways. It's always when you're moving on from someone that they come back. Have you ever noticed that? Or it's always when you're finally finding happiness elsewhere that the person who you wanted to work out for you for the longest time finally comes back right the second you don't want them anymore, they come back. So yeah, I'm seeing similar energy here for you guys. So you may actually have some sort of person come in wanting to reconcile or apologize, something like that. We have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. See, I feel like whoever this person is, they're missing on your energy as well. Wow, I can't believe this message is coming through so strongly. Let's see. Also, with Healer of the Ages in reverse, with you and your loved ones are safe. Some of you may be dealing, and this is not a prediction, if you're dealing with anyone in your family or friend group who is going through some sort of health difficulty, this is saying they will be safe, they will be happy and protected no matter what happens, okay? There are many healing angels and spirits around them, keeping them extremely safe, really protecting their soul, their body, their space. So there's a lot of light around them at this time, and you do not need to worry about them. If you're at a distance from anyone, just hoping that they're doing okay, worrying about them, again, they're totally safe, they're totally fine, there's no need for you to worry. We have the Three of Cups, beautiful. So I am seeing wonderful get-togethers with friends, family, whoever your people are that you feel happiest with. I am seeing a long day trip, or this could even be a weekend trip with friends or loved ones, whoever they may be. Okay, I'm seeing like being outside. I'm seeing barbecues, like cooking food outside, being outside. Really cool bonfires. This could be even like camping for some of you. Oh gosh. And also, I keep coming back to this image in my head. And again, it doesn't necessarily feel like June, but for some reason it's coming in this reading of like this summer or winter, depending where you live. Like the next 3 months, you may connect with old friends and like people you haven't seen in a long time. It's like an old group getting back together. And I'm seeing drinks involved there. So it could be like at a bar or some like restaurant or something. Very fascinating. That could be happening in June for some of you, but not all of you. King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, some of you may have released an older masculine earth sign. So that would be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And I don't know why I feel guided to say you released them. Like you're no longer wanting them sort of in your life. And that's what the Blade was talking about. Like, it's okay. It's safe for you to be very bold in using this spiritual blade. This spiritual blade is used as a tool of healing, and a part of its use is to cut energetic cords that are attached to you that no longer serve you. And so I am seeing, for a lot of you, you may have been cutting people off, but there's one masculine energy person here in particular who was very difficult for you to remove from your energy and cut away from your energy, okay? For most of you, this will be an older masculine energy. However, this could also be like a job as well, really hard to walk away from for some reason. Could be like, there's something here about money and status. Like this person on paper, or this job on paper was really great for you, but very much like blind to your emotional needs, selfish even, like every man for himself type of energy here. Like, oh, well, I'm a selfish person, or I'm a selfish business organization looking out for myself, and they assume that everyone else operates the same way, so that way it would be balanced, you know. Well, I'm just looking out for myself, I'm just giving you the bare minimum, and I expect the same in return. Like that's how their mind works, which is really messed up. And I feel sorry for people like that, honestly, because it's a very lonely existence. But yeah, I mean, you're no longer wanting to accept that bare minimum. Like working for a company that literally like the bottom dollar is all they care about. How can I save as much money as possible, even if that screws people over? And creating an environment where people have to be equally as selfish, it's just not a good look. It's not a good vibe. It really isn't. And especially when those are personal relationships and friendships. Oh my gosh. Like, no, I'm not going to give any energy to this. I'm not going to do anything for this. If you want to hang out, I'll put in the bare minimum energy and effort, but like, and expecting that same in return, it makes you feel like you're too much, because you are. Like you have way too much to offer to be settling for this nonsense. Oh my gosh. You're not too much in the sense of like you need to tone down. No, you're too much in the sense of like this person offers nothing. Like if you ever are with someone, like friend, relationship, or otherwise, where you are feeling like your love, your attention is too much, it's not that you are the problem here, okay? It is that you are dating or being friends with someone well beneath your league, you know, and they can't meet you and match your energy where you're at. Like legitimately, I hate putting people into hierarchies like that, but honest to God, there are some people on this planet who have done the healing work. Okay, they've worked on themselves, they got themselves into a good position in life, and they only open up to new relationships and friendships when they know they're ready and they have the space for it, and they give a lot of energy to that. Okay, someone like that is on a much higher level in terms of relationships and friendships than someone who is barely surviving, hates themselves, thinks everyone's out to get them, is extremely selfish, like has not done the work on themselves. Like they're down here. Okay, and that type of person, this King of Pentacles reverse type of person, I feel bad for them because they're going to keep connecting with these like surface level relationships and friendships that do not give much to them, that do not offer them. Same thing if it's a job. You know, if they're giving the bare minimum, they're going to get bare minimum employees. And you were like a diamond in the rough, okay? You were an extremely rare opportunity for them and they squandered it, okay? So I feel like you're using your blade wisely and you're cutting this influence out of your life this month. You may have already done it, but yeah, you're continuing to sustain that. Let's see what else wants to come out. Yeah, and you're healing to the point where it's like you're now feeling bad and sorry for this person because it's like you're going to be cursed. Not you. They are going to be cursed with the wisdom and the knowledge of, oh, look, Wheel of Fortune, of what they missed out on for the rest of their life. Like one day they're going to realize what they missed out on. And they'll try coming back, Wheel of Fortune. They will. But like I was saying, with these people, with these influences, by the time they come back, you know, you may be who knows where. And that's totally fine. Don't wait for people. Because when you wait, when you're in that energy of waiting, you're in a state of decay. Okay, you're out of the flow of abundance when you're in a state of waiting. And that's what the Five of Pentacles in reverse represents, that state of lack. And I was just talking about this in group number 1 as well. Someone left me a comment on last month's video, on May's video, saying that I was referring to group number 1 too much and I have issues. And it's like, okay, I can't refer to what happens in group number 3 if I'm in group number 2 because I have not filmed group number 3 yet. So I love like 99% of you. You leave the best comments, but there are a handful of people who leave the like dumbest comments I've ever seen. I'm sorry, but like, oh my gosh. Anyways. Oh my God. Critical thinking skills. They're so important, aren't they? Anyways. And if you're the person that left that comment, I don't like you. Okay, anyways, we have the Two of Swords and the Six of Swords in reverse coming out here. Yeah, standing your ground, protecting your peace is what I think of when I see the Two of Swords. To me, the Two of Swords is definitely a card of peace. Like, the water behind her is still, it's calm. She's on nice ground, nice footing for herself, even footing. She's in a pure state of mind and she's listening to her intuition. Her intuition is saying, protect yourself, protect your peace, protect your heart. And that's why I think you guys aren't going to be the ones to reach out to anyone from your past, anyone that you have a history with. And if they come back around, you're going to be in this state of like, okay, well, I'll hear what you have to say, but I'm not going to trust what you say until I see actual action. And then we have the Six of Swords in reverse. So if any of you are doubting your decision to walk away from this King of Pentacles reverse energy, I just want you to know that they are not on a path of peace. Like, they are not learning the lessons that are available to them. And I feel like you were this sort of earth angel for them to illuminate the path of healing that they needed. And you were open to working on issues and staying, and just trying to get your needs and wants met at the same time. But this person may have been very defensive and been somebody you had high lows or high highs, low lows with. And this relationship may have also been built off of surface level of attraction, you know, being attracted to who they are on paper. But when you got to the depth of it, to be honest, I don't even think you like this person. Honestly, like, you don't like the way they operate, the way they navigate, the way they treat people, the way they look at life. You don't like it. And it was just an attachment. It was just attraction and attachment. It was not depth. It was not meaningful. And you're making the right choice by protecting your peace, walking away from that, and choosing the friendships and relationships that are really good for you. And I feel like you are being more of a leader in these connections that are good for you, whereas in the past you spent so much time, energy, and focus on trying to initiate a lot of growth in whoever this King of Pentacles reverse energy was. Okay, this could have been an ex for a lot of you, okay? An old relationship that really meant a lot. This could even be former best friends, someone you spent a lot of time with. A lot of your energy went towards them, trying to make this connection healthy and right and pure and good. And yeah, it stole away at your peace. It put you into this lack mentality because they were only giving you the bare minimum. And I feel like you've done the hard thing and you've set up boundaries, and you may have cut them off or will be cutting them off, separating them from your life, your existence. And because of that, you will have more space in your life to be this leader and communicate with the people who are good for you, who are right for you. So I love that. Let's see what else wants to come out. We have Queen of Cups in reverse. Oh, it just reminded me of that song Landslide by Fleetwood Mac. Take my love, take it down. Climbed a mountain, then I turned around. Oh my gosh, go listen to that song. I cry every time I hear that song. It's beautiful. That song makes more and more sense the older that you get, by the way. And yeah, it's all about like falling in love, creating this beautiful relationship, this beautiful life with someone. And then, you know, one day you realize like this is not healthy, this is not it. And you did all of that work, put all of that effort into building this thing up, and then boom, it's gone, you know? And whether that be from death or just a falling out, whatever. And it's a horrible feeling when you're going through it, having to slide back down that mountain. But yeah, and taking your love back. But I feel like you're rebuilding healthier connections. This month feels very relationship focused. And also when it comes to your personal life path, like you may have built your entire life around someone, you know. Built my life around you, but time makes you bolder. Even children get older, and I'm getting older too. Oh my gosh. Anyways, listen to that song. We have, we see here just you and this person, or this influence, whatever it was, like you brought the worst out in each other. To be honest, like when you're somebody who gives a lot and it comes into something with an open heart, and you're connecting with someone who's a brick wall, stone wall. I've seen this dynamic many times, all throughout my life. Thousands of people I've seen this dynamic with, and it could be with their partners, a friend, a business, whatever, where there's one person here, and this is like, corrupted feminine energy as opposed to divine feminine energy, because divine feminine energy gives, nourishes, is open, loving. However, like when it's corrupted or wounded feminine energy, they don't know when to stop. Okay, they don't know when to realize, like, I am nourishing a brick wall instead of a living, breathing being, you know? I am nourishing something that is not giving back. You know, that's the wounded feminine, being like a doormat. Okay, and wounded masculine, you know, it's like you fed into each other's, you're not bad people, either of you. It's just you fed it into each other's deepest wounds and insecurities, you know, because the divine feminine here, who is sort of acting as an emotional doormat, giving to something or someone who is being very emotionally elusive or aloof, they would criticize and be like, hey, like, I need this from you. Like, this is how I need to be loved, and you're not doing it, right? And then that criticism will reaffirm a core wounding in this King of Pentacles reverse person who has this belief already that they're not good enough, and that's why they're emotionally shut down, shut off. And it's not that any of you are bad people. It's not that any of you are toxic. It's just the dynamic itself. It really played into each other's insecurities. And yes, this could have worked with like therapy and both people trying, but it doesn't feel like both people were trying here. Okay. And so, yeah, I'm seeing that. I almost don't feel like talking about this. Like, I'm just getting a feeling that for a lot of you, this story has been going on for so long, coming out in so many readings. Like, you're just sick of it at this point. So I'm going to move on. Yeah, I feel like there's more in your life than this situation this month. And Spirit is trying to show you that this month, you know. There's more to life than this person or this influence that has taken up so much of your life, you know? Yeah, Ace of Cups in reverse, Knight of Cups in reverse. This person, whoever it may have been, they were somebody who was addicted to the highs. You know, they were addicted to the honeymoon phase, but they didn't have anything to offer past that. Very sad. And that's a lonely existence for them, honestly. You know, so in your eyes, you may have even viewed someone like this as disgusting or like just addicted, like porn addicted, sex addicted, whatever, addicted to the chase, addicted to the high. Or even if this was a job, like constantly getting new hires, new employees, instead of supporting and sustaining the long-term employees and creating a healthy culture. Like, that's lonely, and a business like that will fail with a high turnover rate of employees. Like, that is a recipe for failure. Okay, if this is a person with a high turnover rate for people in their life, that is a recipe for loneliness. I feel bad for that energy. And, you know, there may be a part of you that resonated with this as well, that resonates with having a high turnover rate of people in your life. And you know what? Here's the thing. If that's the case for you, it could have been because you lacked boundaries. You were giving so much love to the wrong people. And that's why you had this high turnover rate. And Spirit's saying, like, you know, love the right people. 3 of Cups. I feel like you're doing it this month, which is amazing. Okay, let's see what else wants to come out. Devil reverse. Yeah. See, you're breaking out of this cycle. I'm so happy this came out for you because this cycle is over. This was a long, long cycle. I feel like a lot of you guys, you've completed your soul contract with this person, your karmic contracts, and Spirit is like, that's it. You do not have to attract another situation like this ever again if you don't want. Okay, you've done your part. Your part here was moving on because this King of Pentacles person, whoever they may be, it was in their karma to have something extremely loving, beautiful, and genuine and reject it and have that person move on. Okay, and then in that moving on, they will later realize, like, oh my gosh, that's what I rejected. That's what happens when I'm emotionally unavailable. When I'm only focusing on myself and my selfish energies. And then with the Queen of Cups person here, which I feel like a lot of you guys might resonate with, your karma in this situation was realizing, like, I can't just keep giving and giving and giving to anyone and anything and hope for it to get better. Like, I deserve more. You know, I deserve to connect with people who I feel good with. And you're breaking out of that pattern of, like, constantly tolerating these negative behaviors and treatment from other people. That's what you're breaking free from. So you both taught each other an important karmic lesson. Let's see what else wants to come out. This cycle feels to be ending once and for all. No longer tolerating F boys, F girls, toxic work environments. Like you're done. You're over it. You're exhausted by it, you know? And it's in that exhaustion that you actually only only go forward with really healthy, beautiful things in life. People, relationships that are fun, that like, oh my God, I can't even describe how fulfilling it is to break free from, like, just imagine focusing all of your time and energy onto someone who was not loving you properly, or into a job that was not treating you right. And then you finally connect with friends or date people or enter into jobs that do treat you right, that like look you in the eye and ask you questions about yourself, and give you bonuses and raises and pays you well and gives you the proper amount of breaks. It is such a feeling of gratitude, and just happiness. And I feel that happiness entering in for you. Okay, a card just fell on the ground. I saw that it was the Empress, but let's see. It's the Empress upright. Of course, it's like all the way across. Let me use my foot to try to get it. Yeah, beautiful. Empress upright. This is what you're attracting. Also, this is great wealth and money. Okay, I'm also seeing a lot of gardening, a lot of time outside. Nature is going to be very healing for you at this time. I just got a message. A lot of you are connecting back with like deeper spiritual roots. You may be sharing, I'm seeing like poetry or creative writing, sharing your perspective of like the magical side of life, the spiritual side of life, philosophy, psychology, or poetry. One of those things you may be sharing online. I'm seeing like making Instagram posts, things like that, sharing more like artistic forms of writing, sharing more of your soul, more of who you are. There's this sense of freedom that has been emerging, reconnecting back with yourself after being attached to these energy vampires. I can't wait for the day that I stop giving these types of readings. I feel like we're at the very last drops, last attachments of this message of like releasing energy vampires, because this message has been coming through since January. Oh my gosh, I'm so sick of it. But I really feel in group number 2, you're reading, this shift taking place where you really are freeing yourself, like really reclaiming your peace, your love, your heart, your independence, all of that. And there's this beauty that I'm seeing, like freedom of self-expression is coming out very strongly for you right now. A lot of you, I'm literally seeing like I said, posting more on social media, posting more of your thoughts. You could be even having like a blog or something like that, just sharing your passions, your thoughts in an online space or in an in-person space as like a leader in some sort of group or club or class, something like that. Really cool. I love it. Self-expression is a really high this month for you. We have the Tower and the High Priestess coming out as your final cards. Yeah. The Tower. Anything in your life that was built on a toxic foundation is breaking down suddenly, unexpectedly. You may not have totally expected, like, okay, that's the last time I'm going to talk to that person or that job that I was totally wrapped up in for years and years and years, but here it is. Like, you're seeing it now. Yep, that may be the last time I ever speak to them again. That may be the last time I'm here again. And it wasn't like a big goodbye either. It wasn't like, oh, this is the last time we're gonna talk. Like, it just happened very unexpectedly. Like, and now in retrospect, you're like, all right, well, that was the last time we talked, huh? But you know what? It feels right. It feels like the timing is good for this, because you had all of that time to get your act together, and not you, them. And now it feels like there's some sort of big transition taking place either in their life or your life. And it's like, you had this amount of time, a really long amount of time to move forward and create something beautiful here. And you wasted that time, not you, them. And now it's their karma to lose you, to miss out on you and your energy. And it's your karma to learn how to not get yourself into this predicament again, to choose peace, to choose Empress energy, abundance, self-expression, and surrounding yourself with people and communities who really, really see you and feel you and love you. Oh my gosh, the energy feels so sweet this June. This is a good month. Honest to God, this is a good month for you, because you are just like getting this feeling of excitement and love in your heart. You haven't felt this good socially, like about the environments you find yourself in a long time. Like genuinely, the social environments, the jobs, the whatever you find yourself in feel better than they have in years. And you didn't realize how much you were missing just being seen and appreciated. You know how, what the feeling I'm trying to describe, it's like you go to hang out with someone and they're like looking at you in the eye, they're asking you questions, they're facilitating a beautiful conversation with you, and you don't have to pull teeth. That's the thing you were so used to doing that was toxic. You being the one that had to initiate all of this conversation, initiate all of the work, the progress in either a job or relationships. And you know what's funny? During that time, even though we hated that time, it actually turned you into a really, really charismatic and strong leader, because you were surrounded by people who had like zero leadership qualities whatsoever. And you were the one who had to like do all of this, facilitate and force this connection to happen. And even though that's really toxic and not good for you and drained a lot of energy out of you, the weird side effect of that is that because you were able to somehow keep conversation going with people who suck at conversation, keep a relationship together, keep a group of people together that really were resisting each other, it actually like turns you into someone who, now that like when you're in friendships, relationships, and environments where people actually get along, you stand out tremendously as this very charming, extremely charismatic person who has a lot to say about a lot of subjects, is very confident because you've been through the struggle. You know, going through struggle and challenges really does ascend you in one way or another, even though it is ridiculously awful to experience when on the journey. All of your hardships have turned you into a very extremely special person. Okay, like for real, like you've been through so many challenges these past several months, years even, I would say. And I mean, it creates a tangible difference in your energy. Like people can feel it, like, oh, this person is so interesting, so unique. A lot of people feel that way towards you, group number 2. Like this is someone who is really special, really unique. Another thing that I'm just kind of intuitively picking up on, you guys, is that there's like a leveling up energy coming through where in the past, certain relationships that may have failed, you're now seeing like, okay, I understand why they failed, because you may have lacked a certain degree of independence at the time. You may have been in toxic connections, or maybe you didn't have like a mode of transportation, or like some sort of independence for yourself. You know, there was like a codependent, like sort of addictive lifestyle that you may have been in, and relationships may have failed. And at the time they failed, you really might have blamed the person. And I'm talking about relationships past, okay, friendships past, not like recently. And you didn't understand why they failed. And now you're starting to realize, you know what, like, I feel like those may have had a better chance to survive and withstand if I wasn't involved in those toxic connections, if I did have a higher degree of independence. And I see you cultivating that for yourself now, alongside you breaking out of this connection, this really bad job, whatever it may have been. So it's like, yeah, you know what? In the past, I may not have actually been in the highest, best place to facilitate beautiful connections and experiences, okay? And I didn't see it at the time, but now I'm seeing it. And so you may be doing something to help facilitate that for yourself. So a lot of you could be like getting modes of transportation if you don't have one, or like I said, breaking out of these toxic connections that consume so much of your energy, like whatever you have to do. I see like you're sort of leveling yourself up a little bit, and making yourself more available to be a good friend, a good person there, you know? So that's really cool. And I see that is not just happening in June, but that will be happening for the next like 3 months or so as well. So increasing your levels of independence, abundance, etc. Thank you guys for joining me. This is a beautiful reading, beautiful month ahead for you, like truly. And definitely like this video, comment how it resonated down below, and subscribe if you have not already. Doing all of these things support the channel more than you realize. And also, if you want to leave a donation to the channel, the link to that is always in the description box. All donations go back into the channel in the forms of tarot cards, oracle cards, editing software, equipment, etc. So thank you so much for all of that. And if you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I also offer my intention oils there. I have 3 intention oils up on my apothecary at this moment, and spiritual life coaching sessions there as well. So check it out. Thank you guys. Bye-bye. Hello, group number 3, and welcome. Let's see what is in store for you for June 2024. You guys selected the Basil, and Basil is spiritually known as being good for money, prosperity, as well as protection. And this message of prosperity has been coming through a lot in the June readings, so I'm not surprised that I felt guided to use Basil in your group. But let's see what comes out for you specifically. So your overall spiritual message and theme for this month is the mystical shaman with the number 38. So there is a deep connection here that you're having between earth, magic and energy, the physical, as well as the spiritual, the unseen realms, the energetics of things. So let's read more about it. The mystical shaman is a symbol of the mythmaker and storyteller who is neither made of nor defined by the story. Instead, he observes it, evolves through it, perceives all aspects of it, and in doing so, the mystical shaman represents the ability to dream a new story, a new myth into being. So essentially, you are acting as a co-creator of this reality. And this month is all about dreaming a new story, a new life, a new vision into your reality. And I feel very strongly around the time that you are watching this video, you may have set a new goal or a new intention. Okay, if not, in the beginning of June, you may have set a really big goal for yourself, a big intention in order to bring about a new sort of reality for yourself. I'm seeing a vision of you stripping away the old parts of yourself and dreaming a new you into vision. This vision has been coming through in the collective for the past 2 weeks or so. So I'm again not surprised that this message is coming through for you. But yeah, he dances between worlds wearing the cloak of the world loosely around his shoulders and sings the world into being. He reminds us to be in the world and travel through it, but not defined by it or become too attached to the experience. This is the symbol of true alchemy, for all elements of life have a spiritual aspect and a material one. When we remember this, all manner of miracles and manifestations are possible. Exactly. And you are acting as this mystical shaman archetype, this being, this month, getting in touch with your own inner shaman and dreaming your own world, your own visions into being. What you want to see in this world, you are being the change. You are changing your vibration, changing the vibration of the world itself. Using your body as a vessel to bring down the things that you want to see. So having this card come out upright as it did is an invitation from the universe this month. So here's what they're inviting you to do in June. When the mystical shaman appears, you're invited to consider the ability to live without attachment. You are called to create and dream your life, to act on inspiration and divine impulse without fixating on a known story of success or achievement. Can you impartially observe the stories that you tell yourself and others? What if you could become a mystery to yourself? Who would you become if you stopped telling the tales that have defined you up until now? You do not have to live in a story that has roots in the past. What if there were no need to explain you to anyone, not even yourself? The way to your most extraordinary life is to become a blank slate and allow the form of your dreams and desires to show up as it will. This is a sign of manifesting a life beyond your wildest dreams. I love all of the messages that have been coming out in this month's reading for you guys. June 2024 is a month of major prosperity. I imagine that a lot of world economies are doing very well at this time. Obviously, not all of them, but your personal economy may be vastly improving. And also, I am seeing just various random dreams of yours. You're just channeling them in, completing them one after the other this month. So it feels very, very special. I'm seeing so many ideas just coming to the surface of your mind and flowing in. I love it. Okay. We have the horse and bluebell, modest fortitude, beautiful. I've never had this card come out in a reading. I don't remember it. This is a newer deck that one of my subscribers sent the donation for, so thank you for that. Let me read about this actually. I love the horse spirit so much because it truly represents stamina and not giving up in life, moving forward throughout the difficulties and having a really high tolerance for working through things in life. Its downcast blooms cause the bluebell to bow gently at its stem, symbolizing modesty. In contrast, the horse is a striking creature, proud and muscular, able to bear great loads and travel long distances. It is known for its superior strength and stamina. Taken together, the horse and bluebell remind us that the greatest feats are the result of much humble practice. Yeah, and we see that here. There's a manifestation. There's this theme of manifestation through humble hard work and attuning yourself to the correct vibrations. Work quietly and consistently. The time to shine will present itself in the future. For now, focus on the process rather than its reward. And you know what? That perfectly articulated exactly what I was feeling. And I feel like these great manifestations and ambitions of yours, they are going to happen, but they're not going to happen by you sort of like using the law of attraction in a negative way. And oh my gosh, I'm such a victim to this. And I also taught this in the past and I totally am against it now. But when you just sit here and you affirm and say, this is my reality, this is what I want, using the law of attraction in that way, and then you're sitting like waiting, that waiting is so toxic. Oh my gosh, that will repel your dream so far away from you. And what I'm seeing here in the month of June is just this quiet, like keeping your head down and working really hard towards your dreams, your goals, your visions. And oh my gosh, you don't even realize how much growth you've been experiencing. But I feel like you've already been in this energy for quite a bit, like just keeping your head down and pushing through and doing. And it's like a quiet but very strong growth that's taking place, and all of this energy that's growing is like accumulating on top of each other on top of that. So it's just so beautiful. I feel like this is an extremely powerful month for you to grow, to develop your dreams, goals, and ambitions, whatever they are for you. They look so different for all of you. I'm seeing you making progress in so many different projects that you may have going on, ideas, visions that you have for yourself. It's beautiful. We have happy. Obviously, this shows a happy month ahead. I'm really excited to see that. I don't know why I'm seeing colorful food, like with food dye in it. This is such a strange and specific message. But like, I'm seeing like cotton candy flavored ice cream or cake or like, what is that? Like funfetti cake or cupcakes or something. Like it's something dessert like that has all of these pastel like colors in it. I have no idea why this vision is coming through. Maybe that's a sign for someone. I'm not sure. If it doesn't make sense now, maybe it'll make sense in June, but there we have it. Maybe some of you are celebrating your birthday. So happy birthday to all the Geminis and Cancers out there. But yeah, there's a lot of happiness here for sure. That vision of that like funfetti cake or like ice cream, that could even be representing like some sort of celebration, like, oh my gosh, I achieved this big thing, or you achieved this big thing, let's go out and celebrate. So you may be experiencing some celebrations this month, which is amazing. Getting back in touch with your inner child as well. Some of you, okay, I'm getting another really specific message. Maybe recreating some childhood snacks and meals for yourself, but you're making it yourself like from scratch and in a healthy way. For example, when I was younger, I always used to eat Cheez-Its and like goldfish. I still do to this day. I love them so much. But I'm seeing like if someone were to make that from scratch themselves, without the preservatives and food dyes, things like that. Really interesting, really specific message. Some of you watching may be trying to make all of the foods that you love, but without any toxins in it. And you may be making that journey quite a bit during this month. All right, we have financial constraints in reverse. I love this. Like I said, all of the readings this month have been so good for finances and money, and this is also a good card. I know it's called financial constraints, but this card is actually really positive when it's in reverse. So when this is in reverse, it shows that the financial or health issues that you've been dealing with like for the past several weeks, months, or years are finally alleviating. Okay, so this is the end of financial constraints, the end of financial stress, which can explain that happy, happy card. All right, and it's all manifesting due to like this diligent, like hard work, like keeping your head down, working, doing the right thing. I'm not even just seeing that in terms of like work and money. I'm also seeing this in terms of reaching all of your goals. Like if, for example, you are learning an instrument or a language, something like that, it's like, it's so difficult because as you learn, you never really get that sense of satisfaction of like just knowing the instrument, just knowing the language when you're in the process of learning so much all at once, because you're always going to be feeling stupid and you never realize how much you know until you just, randomly decide to freestyle a melody or randomly get into a conversation. You don't realize how much you know when you're in these stages of learning, but you're embracing that and you're like keeping your head down and you're just pushing through, learning, developing, growing your goals. Same thing, like when you're working out, going to the gym, trying to get fit, you live in your body every day. You don't realize how much progress you make until you like look back at old photos of yourself and you're like, holy crap, I actually did make a lot of progress. You could be like the most ripped, hot person at that gym and you won't even notice it because you're just so used to being you. And the process is so much more gradual when you're the one, doing it and going through it. So whereas if you like haven't seen someone in like 5 months and they made really big sudden changes, they're going to look big and sudden. Whereas to them, it's like, oh, well, I mean, nothing big has changed. I mean, I've just been doing this one thing, like barely, like maybe 10 minutes a day I've been doing this. It's like, but you made a huge difference, It's those little things in the daily, our everyday moments, pushing through, learning, working hard, that may not seem so meaningful or like that big overnight success, but you don't realize how rapidly you're transforming and changing. Okay, we have, exactly, oh my gosh, the new moon in Capricorn. Your hard work is paying off. See, literally all of these cards are just singing in harmony today. Yes, oh my gosh, what a great month for finally starting to see results. I'm seeing here someone is finally being considered like bilingual. If you've been learning a language, or trilingual, like you've reached the point where you can now speak this language, which feels so good, but you may not even realize it. It's the funniest thing. Or like you can now say, I know this instrument, or I am an artist, I am a cook, I am an author, whatever. Like you reach that point, but you don't even realize it when you're there. Yeah, every day you've been working at various things, not just one thing. Like work, sure. Showing up in the workplace and wanting to see some financial results, sure. But there's other areas of life too, like working hard to maintain a clean diet and exercise routine, working hard to learn various things, working hard to finish certain projects. And it's like you never really just stop and look at all that you've accomplished. And my God, you're actually accomplishing probably the most ever at this time. You're at your peak performance is what I'm seeing, group number 3. And there may be signs of this peak performance. I'll give you a personal example. I do Duolingo. And yesterday I was just doing it. I just wanted to do 1 unit. And somehow I got the notification that I got more XP that day than I've ever before gotten it. And I've been on Duolingo for like 5 years. And it was just a casual day for me, So that example is coming to my head to sort of represent your energy this month, because it's like you're at peak performance, peak productivity, but it doesn't even feel like it to you. Because the thing is, you've been building these small habits one after another, and they're all really piling up on top of each other. And the momentum here is just insane. Absolutely insane. I love it. So yeah, a lot of you are pulling yourself up by the bootstraps here and becoming wealthy, successful, and fit, knowledgeable, peak performance. Absolutely. And that's why you're so happy this month, because the results, they speak for themselves. But let's get some more insights. We have the 7 of Cups coming out in reverse as your first card. And this does show like not knowing what to do next. There's a lot of options for you. What I'm actually seeing in the 7 of Cups in reverse is that you have a ton of ideas. I'm seeing like creative, like your creativity is just through the roof at this time. Like there's so many different things that you want to do, like in a list in your head. Like maybe you want to start a blog, but you also want to, I don't know, start selling shoes, or maybe you want to start a YouTube channel. Maybe you want to become a crystal dealer. Maybe you want to, like, there's so many different ideas. Start cooking, start making mocktails for yourself, learn how to bartend, like just creative things that you want to learn. Learning a certain instrument, a language. Oh my gosh, there's just a lot on your plate that you want to do, that you want to experience. And I wonder what changed to get you into this like very high functioning energy. I'm wondering if some of you like have recently been releasing and letting go of things left and right for the past several months, like different connections that weren't serving you, different pastimes or hobbies that weren't serving you. And these past several months was all about like letting go, releasing, whatever. And you may have even been frustrating, like, I'm doing so much letting go. When am I going to start gaining? And you're in that space now. You're at like peak performance. I keep wanting to say peak performance. I don't know why. If there's any athletes watching, I feel like that phrase can especially relate to you. Like you're at peak performance. And you might not even realize it, because the thing about being an athlete or doing something physical, the thing about anything really, is just it all depends on how much you practice. Practice makes perfect. And so I'm seeing a ton of practice or like repetitive work. I wouldn't be surprised if the 7 or 8 of Pentacles came out in your reading to represent this, but let's see what comes out. We have the Queen of Wands, beautiful, very in control of your life, your reality. And again, this is extremely creative. Okay, very warm and charismatic. I think you are you have a lot of admirers around you at this time, for sure. There's like a mysterious energy with you as well. It reminds me of that quote, disappear for 6 months and come back a different person. I feel like unknowingly you've been in that energy where you've just been really keeping a low profile and just working hard, and people are wondering about you, like where you're at, and the little sneak peeks that you give them of your life, they're like, holy crap, group number 3 is doing so much. Wow, we have the Sun in reverse coming out for you as well. See, there's going to be really huge life-changing manifestations for you in the upcoming months. I see it for sure. Okay. One thing that might be a little bit frustrating is that wherever you're living, it may be beautiful weather out, or just like your favorite type of weather, and you're wanting to go out a lot more, but at the same time, like you want to like keep being productive, keep being at peak performance. So I'm wondering if there's any way that you can incorporate more outdoor activities, outdoor time into your schedule. Maybe swap out different things. Like, for example, you eat dinner every night, right? Swap out eating dinner at the dining room table for like a picnic or something. Or if you're somebody who goes to the gym to exercise, instead of doing cardio at the gym, maybe go kayaking or going on a hike or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, there's different things you can do to get that sunshine, to get out into nature. I feel like the human body as an animal needs to be outside a lot more than we give ourselves credit for. So don't be afraid to go outside, is what I'm saying. Okay. Also, look at all the sunflowers here. Some of you may be getting into gardening, or certain gardening attempts may have failed. I don't know why I'm seeing a plant dying or like seeds not taking off, which is really funny. It's not funny. It's really sad. I just planted like 300 seeds, and then after I planted them, I realized I was supposed to plant them many months ago. So, yeah. Maybe some of you guys are dealing with similar failures. I'm seeing here some of you may be dealing with like a tree removal, branch removal, removing like diseased plants or trees from your property, or like a invasive ivy, something like that. Strong de-weeding. It's not that you're fighting nature, it's that you're trying to protect the native nature where you're at. So you may be dealing with some invasive species where you're at. That's a very specific message, okay? Moving forward, could even be planting native trees and plants wherever you can, even like not even places that you own, like friends' properties, or going to parks and sprinkling a little native seed there during the right time of year, of course. Which is so cool. I wish more people did that. Don't be the type of people that like go out and they're like, I'm just gonna sprinkle seeds everywhere to spread nature, and you don't actually like research the seeds that you're spreading, because a lot of people like got into doing that. My mom used to do that, but she was spreading African seeds like for these African flowers and like South American flowers, and I'm like, that is not necessarily the best thing you could be doing. It would be really cool if you could do that with seeds that are native to the region. Why am I talking so much about native plants? Oh my gosh. Some of you guys are really getting into like herbalism or plants, or I'm just seeing a connection to nature here very strongly. We have the Queen of Pentacles coming out upright. I love the two queens here. So there's definitely companionship with someone who has a similar gender expression to you. So like if you identify as a woman, you're connecting with a woman, man. If you identify as like gender non-binary, you may be connecting with other people who are gender non-binary or queer or whatever it may be. I am seeing that. Beautiful companions who have shared experiences with you. I think it's very important to have that. I mean, I think at some point with certain people, you may be off-put by people of certain genders or qualities or personality traits for whatever reason that may be, and needing some space to heal, For example, like I know a lot of people who, after getting assaulted, just needed some space from like men or women in general. And honestly, I was just talking about this in another group, I forget which one. Sometimes when we're hurt by someone and we hop back into like being with that type of person or being with people in general, when we're still feeling that hurt, that pain, that resentment, we can subconsciously attract it again. So if your mind and your body is saying, listen, I just need some space away from like searching for friends or away from dating or away from men or women or whatever it may be, listen to that and just stay alone or stay with other demographics of people for a while until that heals. I hope that makes sense, and I hope that doesn't offend anyone, but that's been a wisdom that's been coming through literally just today. Honestly, a collective wisdom. And I have a strong ringing in my right ear right now. I don't know what that means, but if any of you are into like whatever that means, take that as a sign. Okay. We have the Two of Wands coming out. So I am seeing travel for most of you, and also planning future trips for sure. Yeah. And this could be trips with groups of friends or various people. Also trips with just partnerships in general. Really cool. What else do we got? We have the Seven of Swords upright. Okay, I have a weird message that came through as this was flipping out. And I'm seeing a message here that later on in the year, multiple months from now, you may have a friend, like a best friend or a really close friend, who's in a relationship. This could also possibly be a family member as well, who's going to be going through a divorce or separation from someone who they consider to be like a life partner. This isn't you. Okay, this is not you. This is them, like someone close to you going through a breakup. And I am seeing you, and I just saw 22:22 on the clock, so I know we're going somewhere with this. I am seeing you planning some sort of trip or get together in the next couple of months with this person. Now, I want to ask you if there's any close person in your life, like any best friend, sister, brother, whatever, and they're in a close relationship and you personally feel like that relationship is not a strong one and you're doubting how long it will last and you're trying to make a group trip with this couple, I would recommend considering just making it like a family trip or like a girls trip or something like that, you know what I mean? And not including the partner, or maybe holding off on planning the trip until like you feel like their relationship is gonna improve. Because what I'm seeing here is a very specific vision of like you book a group trip and then two people within that group trip separate, and it's really awkward because it's like, the plane tickets or hotel rooms are like in certain people's names. Does that make sense? So that's something to think about. That's something a lot of people don't think about. Like when you're traveling in a group, you just figure like everyone will handle their own stuff. But yeah, if you're planning any trips like that and you feel like someone has a very weak relationship, maybe hold off on planning it, because I am seeing a separation in the next few months. For some reason, it's coming through in this month. So there could be like you're planning a trip for later down the line, or thinking about planning a trip for later down the line this month and like booking the tickets this month. Does that make sense? Okay, so just hold off on future planning with anyone who is in a weak sauce relationship. This isn't you though. Keep that in mind. And the reason why they are separating is because it feels very strongly like one partner is not being honest, okay? Or like not doing their part, trying to get away with like doing the bare minimum, doing nothing here. And there could be emotional cheating as well. I don't like predicting these things, but I don't feel too bad about it because it's not your relationship. To be honest. All right. You may know who this is. You may get a feeling of who this is talking about, though. Oh my God, my nose is so itchy. I have allergies. I have perpetually itchy nose syndrome. We have Justice in reverse right next to that Seven of Swords. Wow. This is cheating. It's cheating. I don't feel like it's you. I don't feel like you're being cheated on. I don't feel like you're cheating. But yeah, there's a cheater energy somewhere around you. And trust your intuition. For sure. You already know who this is. Absolutely. You know who this is. Okay. Feels like honestly, if it feels like what I was just describing, you're like a close friend or family member's partner is cheating on them. That's what it feels like, okay? And that may get revealed this month. Or like if it's not cheating like physically, this could be like really shisty behavior. Okay, trying to like flirt or use dating apps, even if they never met up with anyone. Stuff like that. We have the 10 of Cups. See, this is what I'm saying. You're fine. You're fine. This is happiness amongst your group, your family, whatever. And I feel like the reason why the Sun came out in reverse in between these two queens, that's what I'm saying. Like one of your friends, they are going through their own challenge here. And I guess the silver lining in this is that you'll be experiencing a lot more fun with them because they're going to be single and they'll have more time and they'll be like wanting to go on more trips, more day trips, planning more things with you. So that may be happening in June. All right. Fascinating. This may also be talking about multiple people, by the way. All right, we have the 10 of Wands in reversed and the Knight of Cups. 10 of Wands in reverse does show busyness, which I see like you keeping your head down working, you know, wanting to be productive, not necessarily wanting to spend that much money, although at the same time, I feel like a lot of you have, with the Knight of Cups, a taste for the luxury, a taste for like wanting to travel a lot, wanting to buy extravagant things and do like have experiences. So I see you trying to create a balance between those two thoughts, those two modes of thinking. Like you want to keep your head down, save money as much as possible, work really hard, and be productive at every given moment. But on the other hand, like you also want to go out and enjoy life. So I see you, one of your challenges this month will be striking a balance between that within yourself. I'm also seeing the 9 of Swords coming out up right next to that Knight of Cups. See, this is what I'm saying. There is a little bit of grief, devastation, heartbreak around you. It, again, does not feel necessarily like your energy. One thing I am also seeing too here, though, is there could be some light dating. If you're single, there could be some dating with the Knight of Cups coming out. And just, I don't know, wanting to have something a little bit more serious with the 9 of Swords coming out right next to that. But you're not sure if you're exactly in the right space to facilitate the type of relationship that your heart wants right now. Like there may just be, you may be wanting to get better financial grounding and like just, I don't know, more settled into your life as an individual before you overly focus on dating and relationships. But let's see what else comes out. Try not to block yourself as well if that happens. Yeah, there's definitely a big breakup going on around you. We have the Fool coming out in reverse also. I don't know why, I just get this overall feeling like you're going to get a lot more invitations out. There's people who are wanting to see you more because they are separating from like one of their special people. And that can lead to a lot of new exciting chapters in your life here. Again, you're just trying to balance it all out, you know, except this, it feels very unexpected. Like, oh, someone suddenly gets into a breakup or some sort of separation or something of that nature. And then suddenly they want to see you a lot more. Suddenly you're planning all these trips and like, you're just like, oh, but I also want to save money. I also want to work really hard. So again, it all comes back to balance, except this new chapter. For a lot of you, there may be a really good love offer coming your way in June, but don't reject it is what I want to say. Like don't self-sabotage here because you feel like you're not like where you want to be financially or with your personal goals, because you can have both. Again, you can have all of it. You need to keep in mind this wisdom of like a balanced life and having multiple things available to you, multiple options and opportunities. Your final card out is the Star, which shows so much growth, success, a lot of eyes on you, abundance, and reaching your dreams, reaching your goals. So yeah, definitely there's huge manifestation taking place. The Star also represents that mystical shaman energy of being surrounded by spirit guides, being that bridge between physical life and spiritual life. So huge manifestations. Thank you for joining me. Like this video, comment how it resonated down below, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. If you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I also offer my intention oils there and spiritual life coaching sessions there, so check it out. Bye-bye.